Hello, hello, hello. And how are you today? A good God morning to you. Glad to be with you. And this is Seniors Navigating the Change. And we definitely are navigating something. I'm navigating something because it's weird. I'm walking through this with my friends. And so there are things that we don't know that we're learning as we go. Okay, it's still not here for some reason. Um, I'm trying to see where I am on Facebook because it should be here and we don't see it. All right. Well, you YouTubers, you get to see this and Facebook will see it. Okay, Facebook is seeing it now. Thank you. Thank you, Facebook. All right. Well, we're navigating the change and we're going through different things in life. And I have many friends that I discuss things with. We're bringing Monique back today, and so she's going to join me. Hello, hello, hello. Let me make sure. It said just now. Hold on. It still might be just me.
No, I'm here. Good morning.
It might be. Let's see. It does say only me.
Mm.
I don't know why it won't let me go public right now.
It says I'm in the show.
Facebook is Facebooking. But anyway, we are live on YouTube. It's I don't want only me. I want to be public. All right. Well, we're going to continue on YouTube. All right. Anyway, so how are you doing today, Monique?
I'm well. How are you, Karen?
I am well, minus this situation.
You'll
I am
figure it
doing
out.
well. Okay. Well,
That's one
it,
of the things about being a senior. We don't seem to be as tech savvy as the younger people are.
yes, and I don't like it.
I know. They think we're doing it on purpose when we keep asking them to help and things like that. But it doesn't come as naturally for us because we didn't grow up with that. I know, okay, I started my well, not started, but it was in like 1990, and they gave the attorneys all a computer. Before that, only the secretaries had a computer. So just think 1990, by then you're like 30, 40 years old, and you have to learn a whole different language.
Yes, yes, 1990. Now we had computers in the 80s. I remember, oh my gosh, it was called Four-Phase, and we did our work on Four-Phase, and it was a huge room that was the CPU, and just think the CPU is that small thing on your desk,
Right,
under
right,
your desk,
right.
but it was a huge thing. Oh, my husband is telling me our watches are CPUs. It was a huge thing. But yeah, in the 80s, that's when I started using it.
Right.
Well,
But we were already adults by then. The kids now, they grew up with it. They grew up with iPads and all different types of electronic devices. We were doing well. We had a TV in our room.
we had a iPods. Did iPods
Yeah.
come when Carla was out? Okay, so we didn't have iPods. We had transistor radios.
Right.
And then we had the little radios. They were bands on on your wrist, and but we had that was our thing. And it was something else that was big. Um, I can't think of the name, but yeah, that's what we did. And then we had the cassette players, and yeah, and then thing for me, my besides a computer, I remember that iPod, and from the iPod what was the thing before the iPod? Just transistor radios?
Well, what about those
I
games,
think there
those
was something
Nintendo
else
games and
before the
things?
iPod. What did you say?
What about the Nintendo games and things like that? Wasn't that was that before or after the iPod?
Nintendo. I don't know. I don't remember the years, but because I didn't do Nintendo, I got the iPod kinda late, and, I was current with the phone, though. Well, I shouldn't say that. I got the big black
The
phone.
brick phone, right,
Yeah,
I
that
where
and
you had to
then
pay per minute.
no.
No,
How did we pay per minute?
that's how I paid mine, I had to pay per minute. When you first had cell phones, you paid per
And you
minute.
only had so many minutes?
Right.
Oh my god.
And it was free after, let's say, 8 o'clock. So you tried to make sure you didn't talk until after then, and you would
Girl, from
always
8
have the
to 8.
go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, from 8 to 8. You continue.
It would always be this humongous bill, and you would be like, "I'm never gonna do this again." And then the next month, the same thing.
Not me. Mm-mm,
No?
mm-mm. I stay within my minute. I mean,
You
my hour.
did?
I I
I'm a
did not go over it. If I did, it wasn't too often, but I remember my children were in high school. Isaac had just got his first job, and I paid phone bill. But anything over their minute, I told them, "You're gonna have to pay. I am not paying for anything over your minutes." And so Isaac went to work that first 2 weeks or whatever, whatever it was. He had his phone and girl, the he went over, and he went over the amount that he got in his check. I said, "Hand it over. I told you, if you go over your minute, you were paying for it." And so that first check was mine. It went to the he never went over again.
really?
Never. I didn't go over. Mm-mm, girl, 8 o'clock to 8 o'clock, I made it work. But yes, they're definitely more tech savvy than we are. All right, well, I wanted to talk about a couple of things, but before I do that, I just want to do this shameless plug. I am not getting paid. I am not getting one dime, but I want to do this plug for, let me see, can you see? Oh, you can't see it. No
Do
matter
you?
how close I get, you can't see it. But this is the lip balm. I love the lip balm. I I started the lip bar with their lipsticks because I thought, I like red, I like orange, so I got the lip bar, and then they have a gloss. It's like, I like lip bar, I like and I went online to purchase it, and they sent me a catalog, and in the catalog, they have makeup.
Mhm.
I love their makeup. People will ask, "What kind of makeup is who do you have?" It is the lip bar. I use the lip bar. Their makeup is this is called Just a Tint, and it's, like, vegan based,
Is
and
it a
I have very
moisturizer?
s okay, wait, let me do this again. Say that again?
Is it a moisturizer? Is it a
They
tinted
have a
moisturizer?
moisturizer, it's called Do Me, and they have a let me see what's in my little makeup bag. They have a primer, primer, They have a blush, they have makeup,
Foundation.
foundation, thank you, and, uh, well, that's all I wear, skin conditioner. Now they have something called a bronzer, and this bronzer, let me see if I can open it. I'm not gonna show I just wanna see if oh, it's 3 parts to this bronzer. I can't open it because I dropped it and it's everywhere. But you open and you open no, there are 2 parts. I'm not into the bronzer thing. I bought it because I thought maybe I would use it, and I didn't. But
I'm sorry,
just
Karen, I have to hop off. I am so sorry.
okay,
But I'll
okay, you
come back
do
on,
you'll be
okay?
back. You'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah, you do what you have to do because she's gotta take care of house business. So go take care of your business. Anyway, the bronzer broke, but I love the lip bar. So I have a few people ask, "What kind of makeup is that? What kind of lipstick?" The lip bar. You can go online. That's where I normally go. But the last time I went to get my called it a foundation. They call it a 3-in-1 tinted skin conditioner. Anyway, I had to go to Target. I'm not a Target shopper, but I went to Target that day because they suggested it. And the eye pencil, I love, 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 love. I just love the lip bar. So check them out if you want to. Okay, now this week we are talking about what you would uh what you would share with your 20-year-old self at the age you are now. Let me see. Okay, we have no YouTube people responding anyway. I can't say they're not listening, but they are not responding. But what would you tell your 20-year-old self? And I'm still trying to see if I could get on Facebook. I keep telling you guys to go to Facebook and they keep shutting me out, which is horrible. Okay. They're telling me all kind of other things, but they're not letting me do that. Okay, anyway, what would you tell 20 your 20-year-old self with the wisdom and knowledge that you have today? I know I would tell mine, take care of your body now so you'll be able to take care of it well when you're in your 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Take care of your body. What you put in your body now will affect what you do later in life. So make sure you take care. Take care. It is important that you take care of your body. It's important that you take care of your mind. Pull away from social media and yeah, sometimes you just have to pull away and to be refreshed, to look outside and see the flowers, to look outside and see the grass, to see cars drive by. Go to the park, go for a walk, you know, pull away. Feed your brain something other than social media. Get a book. Go get a book. Read a book. Talk to people, have conversations outside of not Facebook, but social media. Have conversations outside of social media. I am not saying social media is bad, but social media 24/7 is not good for you. I can remember when I was growing up and they were saying, "Get out of the boob tube. Stop watching the boob tube." Oh my God, I get sick of hearing that. Yes, television. Television is just another media. It's another medium. The newspaper, TV, social media, that's media. That's the plentiful. So you gotta cut down on your you need to cut down on your social media. Mhm. And then, uh, those are 2 things I would tell you. And for those of you who are working, start saving for a retirement. When you retire, you wanna retire well. So start saving young. 20, that's a good age to start saving. Start saving for your retirement. You don't know what condition you'll be. You don't wanna work when you are 60, 70, 80. You don't wanna work, and if you do wanna work, make it be working because you wanna work and not because you have to work. So saving, 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 and find out ways that you can save. There are so many different ways that you can save. So make sure you are considering your savings. And you need to, when take care of your body now, you need to make sure that you are eating right. People they're becoming type 2 diabetics early in life. When I was growing up, do you remember hearing type 2 diabetics over there, Charles? Do you remember hearing about type 2 diabetes? You do? Why? When you were small, I don't. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, so he's saying there are a lot of young diabetics now, but when he was growing, at first he said a lot, but that's now. But growing up, we didn't hear about that. I don't know how you all ate, but at my house, we had breakfast, lunch, dinner, and in those meal well, breakfast was strictly breakfast, lunch was strictly lunch, and dinner, we could have dinner, the meat, potato, the starch thing, that's what we did. We had a meat, we had a vegetable, and we had a starch, and that's how it was broken down. You didn't hear anything about a protein, uh, uh, veggie, good fat and all that. You didn't hear that. You heard meat, vegetable, starch, and then you could have a dessert. We had desserts only on Sundays. My mother would make a dessert only on Sunday, and maybe that would take you to Monday, but we didn't have a dessert a Tuesday. No. Now, I know some people, they would leave school. We got out of school at 3:15, and when we got out of school, we would, you might get a snack. You could get a snack, but it wasn't much of a snack if you got a snack because a snack would mess your appetite up for dinner. That's what they said. So if you didn't get the snack thing, oh, we would get every now we would get cookies. We would get cookies with our dinner sometimes. Yes, I remember the Selena butter cookies. We would put the cookies on our fingers, and you would have, and that was a big deal back then. We would have those. I remember we had those coconut cookies, and one more, Dutch the Dutch something cookies with the little almonds in there, and that would be if we had something during with our dinner, it would be something like that, but ice cream, cakes, that was Sunday, that was Sunday, and we did not hear about people with diabetes, just did not happen, but with our generation, we are just more liberal in our eating and in our children's eating, and and I'll even say now, my parents are still alive, and they are type 2 diabetics because, we started doing things that we didn't do back in the '60s. We've come from the '60s to 2025. We don't eat the same way at all. My dad is eating I can remember we would eat, um, like, donuts for breakfast as a child. We had oatmeal and cream of wheat, and my friends love cocoa wheat. I can't imagine chocolate cream of wheat. But anyway, cocoa wheat, we had eggs, grits, bacon, and Canadian bacon, and what else? Sausage. That was breakfast. Grits. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So that was breakfast. That was breakfast for us. And now you have bagels, you have, uh, donuts, um, pancakes. Y'all know I love pancakes. And, what else do we have? Just and that's not the bad thing alone. Then you have your lunch, whatever it is you have for your lunch, and you have a snack between your breakfast and your lunch. You have your lunch, then you have dinner, then you have big plates of whatever that is, big amounts. Oh my goodness, remember, when I was little, I remember we would go to McDonald's, and we would get the, hamburger, fries, and a pop, and you get change back from that dollar that you gave them to get that, and you only had 1 bag, one size bag of fries, and that was it. But now you have the small, the medium, the large. You can drink small, medium, large, and all of that contributes to what's going on the inside of your body. So you need to learn to take care of your body now as you're 20. So when you are in your 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, you won't have to deal with things like type 2 diabetes. And I believe that it's all about discipline too. You have to be disciplined even at 20 to be thoughtful about what you eat because by when you're 30, you have to start having this discipline. And I know when you're 40, 50, and yesterday, what did I do? I did something I shouldn't have done, and it showed up in I check my glucose every day. I'm checking to see what my, glucose is like, and so, yep, it was, uh, it was 112 today. It was 91 yesterday, which is okay, but it was 112 today because I ate I ate my dad's french fries. No, ate something else. But anyway, you just really have to be careful. So I do monitor what I eat. It's necessary for you to know what you eat. And what else would I tell you? Travel while you can. Yes, just travel. Be adventurous. Be adventurous. When you can travel, travel. They have things available on the internet, um, where you can I think you can go to Google, and I can't remember how it works, but you can go to it I know it's on Google, and you can just say, you put the date you wanna fly or something, and it will give you a lot of places that you can go. Do that. There are a lot of things. Now, I know I told you don't, limit your social media time. Yes, do that. But when you're going to social media for information that you need, do that. And again, I said limit. I didn't say don't use. Yes, I get on there. I get on there, but I just have to be disciplined and get off. But travel while you can. Yes, enjoy life now. Do different things. My mother told me don't rush life. Don't rush life. Enjoy where you are on the way to where you're going. So if you're 20 and you can do this, enjoy it. Don't rush and try to hurry and be, oh, you're 20 and you're saying, oh, I gotta hurry up and get married, I gotta have kids, I got enjoy where you are on the way where you're going. It can be so exciting. You know, when people are traveling and they are driving it and the out and it'll take you 12 hours to get there and they're hot ready. This is the plan. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get in the car, and we're gonna go, and we're gonna stop, and our only stop will be to get gas, and if you have to wear a diaper, put a diaper on because we only got you know, you can't even enjoy the ride because you're trying to get from here to there in 12 hours. No, 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 no. Oh my goodness. I can remember when my daughter moved from here to California. Oh, we enjoyed the trip. It took us 3 days. We were not rushing. We were enjoying the things that we saw. Oh, look at this and look at that. And we went to stopped at this place and we stopped. Enjoy where you are on the way to where you're going. Enjoy it. Don't miss things trying to hurry up and get there because that's what happens. You miss things when you're trying to hurry up and get there. Now, that those are some of the things that I would tell you. Oh, I would also tell you to enjoy your family and cherish your friends, and cherish your family. Enjoy them. Yes, they're with you for a while. When they're gone, they are gone. You can't get 'em back. So enjoy your family, cherish your friends, and keep your friends. Keep them close. As you age, your circle becomes smaller and smaller and smaller, and you may end up with just those core people you started out with whenever. I still have friends, not acquaintances, that I grew up with, and we're gonna talk with one, not today, but we're gonna talk with her real soon, and maybe 2, because we're dealing with our parents as, seniors, and, we wanna talk about caregivers, especially when they're on, and maybe we can get somebody who can help us talk about that. But yes, your your group becomes smaller and smaller and smaller. Cherish your friends. Cherish your friends. Another thing I would like to tell people, and I do, I tell my children for sure. And if telling your 20-year-old is telling your children who are 20 and 30, and I'm telling myself, I tell them to learn to forgive quickly. You cannot carry that around. If you don't forgive quickly, again, it will become weighty to you. It will become weighty, and every time you think of that, you'll go back to that time, you'll go back to that date. You'll stay in prison in that time. Somebody did something to you in 1998, and here you are still angry. Every time you see him, you go back there. You can't even advance in life because you're stuck in 1998 when they did blah, 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 blah. And maybe they walk past you and they're going on with life. They don't even remember. It wasn't a big deal to them, but you're stuck there. Nope. You've got to learn to go on in life and do what, and grow. You can't even grow because you're stuck. Yeah, they said that and they did that and they did that to me and I'm still mad at them about it. I'm still mad at them about and they walk by and say you, hey, how you doing? How you doing? And you looking at them and they're like, they probably don't even see you not look at them because they're moving forward. "Hey, how you doing? How you doing?" Go on. It's just they come to talk to you. What are you doing? You still 1998, and here they are in 2025, and they're talking about life and what's going on now. Don't get stuck in unforgiveness. Forgive, because when you learn to forgive, when you can learn to not carry grudges, it won't weigh you down. It won't weigh you down. You'll be able to flourish. You'll be able to flourish in various areas of life because you're not stuck in 1998 when so and so said such and such, and they didn't even mean it that way. But maybe they said it and they did mean it that way. You still have got to forgive them. You've got to forgive them in your heart so you can move forward. And when do you know that you've done that? Because somebody did to me. Somebody hurt my feelings much. And I'm talking about a friend. And I said, okay, I'm not talking to them. I'm through, and something came up and we ended up talking. And I started asking God, help me to forgive them. Help me to forgive them. Help me to forgive them. And he was like, look at where you are. Because I hadn't seen them in a while. I was doing what I was doing and they were doing what they were doing, but I didn't know anything about it. I hadn't even thought about them. Just moved on from that until I saw them. And I went back. Anyway, I asked God to help me to forgive. And later on, because I really wanted to, I wanted to forgive, I wanted to move forward. Later on, I could talk about that thing and it did not hurt. I could talk about that thing and I could tell I had grown from that. So you've got to learn how to forgive. It is so, so, so important. All right. Well, one of my friends, she's back. And so we could talk. I have been talking about things that you will tell your 20-year-old self. Oh, what? Oh, yeah, you were here when I did that. Anyway, I was talking about things that you would tell your 20-year-old self, and what would you tell them? You're probably gonna say some of the same things that I said. What would you tell?
Well, I hadn't thought about forgiveness, but that is so important because forgiveness can weigh you down and unforgiveness can weigh you down in ways that you can't even imagine. And sometimes, like you said, you wanted to forgive. Sometimes I don't want to forgive. So I pray that I want to forgive and then that I forgive. You know, that scripture, creating me a clean heart, renew a right spirit within me. On those people, I pray heavy on. And I find that generally speaking, I'm still working on one person, but just about everybody else, I can say my heart is totally clean with, I forgive them, you know.
Oh, praise God. I
Yeah.
can't see I cannot see you. Monique is so nice. Oh, she is so nice. I can't see her stuck in unforgiveness. She is so nice.
And it's with a person that they didn't really do anything to me, but it was to my sister. And I felt I work on that. I want to forgive. I want to forgive. So it's something I do pray about. And it's not as bad as it used to be, but I just feel they were wrong. And I have to figure out, have you forgiven a person even though I don't hate them? I don't want anything bad to happen to them, but I think they were wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? So maybe
Yeah.
I have
Well,
forgiven them,
if
but I just think they're wrong.
they could be wrong, they could be wrong,
Okay,
but you've got to grow with them being wrong, Lord, because God has to change that. There's nothing you can do. And so if you know that they're wrong and they need to change, you gotta just forgive. I don't
right,
even know if you haven't forgiven them, like you said, because you said
right.
you
I don't dislike them. I'm very nice every time I see them. I, um, I just feel in my heart that they were wrong. And
oh,
I'm
okay.
wondering if I still carry that, whether or not I have truly, truly forgiven, or have I just accepted, you know?
And when you think about them being wrong, does it make you bitter or angry?
It makes Yeah, I would say I still get angry, but not necessarily at them as at the situation.
Oh,
So, I'm working on it, but I
okay.
feel like it's coming. So you asked me the question though, what would I, tell 20-year-olds? The first thing I would tell them is prepare for retirement. You have to prepare for retirement. And maybe the first thing that would be out of the flesh to prepare for retirement. It's also having a relationship with Christ. I do think that's important. And if you start younger, it just gets better and more fulfilling the older you get. Um,
That's true. Now, I did not say that. A relationship with God really matters. And I guess I started before I was 20, and then I went a little wild in my 20s. Not buck wild, but just out of the will of God. the way I should have been. I still went to church. Nope, I was not buck wild. But I started doing things Karen wanted to do rather than things that God wanted me to do. Not bad things, just Karen choices. And then some of those choices were just wrong choices. But
Well,
yes, you're right.
I think I did go buck wild in my 20s and my 30s. Didn't stop going to church, but I wasn't in the will of God. Definitely, I wasn't in the will of God. Another thing that I would do is I would make sure that you're taking care of your physical body. That means going to the doctor, taking the medicines you're supposed to be taking, um, exercising, things like that, as well as I think people don't talk about it a lot, but taking care of your teeth. You need to go to the dentist. You need to get your teeth clean. You need to be flossing every day. I'm not saying I do that. You need to be brushing your teeth twice a day. To me, your teeth will last longer and you'll have better dental health if you're going to the dentist and you start off younger and you're going consistently.
You know, taking care of your teeth is very important because your teeth, your your mouth is connected to your heart.
Okay,
And when you have infections in your mouth and things like that, it affects your heart. People didn't know that. We need to get Miss Page on here to talk about that. But they're really connected. They
right.
are connected very much so. And so when you have poor dental health, it affects your heart. I don't know how poor the heart health is, but you have poor heart health.
And then moisturizing and using sunscreen. That comes back to what you were talking about earlier, the lip balm. But just like they can tell our age and our neck, as well as in our hands. Oops, that looked like a bad hand. In our hands. So it's like I never understood, in those old movies, the women would get on and they would always before bed put more, lotion on their hands. I never did that. I never saw my mother do that. But now I look at my hands and I say, I wish I had done that. Maybe
And
I
your feet,
and your feet. That's important. And just me taking care of me. Of course, take care of God and all of that stuff, but taking care of you. This is the body we have. And we don't get to switch bodies. Now, it looks like nowadays with the new technology, maybe that's not true. You don't switch your body, but you can switch other things about your body. But you still want to take care of the temple that was given to you.
yes, we only get one temple, and
Right.
God wants to take care of it. You're right.
So that's basically all I thought about that I would tell a 20-year-old.
Okay. What about did you say saving for retirement?
I did. That was my first
Oh,
preparing
okay.
for retirement.
Um, somebody said, don't be afraid to take risks.
I agree.
Some ways I agree with that because you can't grow if you don't take a risk. I remember seeing, and it's important too. This is another thing. It's important to take a risk. Well, I'll just go to the risk part. There, I heard about a family. It was a mother, father, and a son, and they went to. I'm not sure if this is true, but they went to like Lake Michigan, and they were in an area where you could jump off something like a dock. And the mother, father, and the son. And the mother was like, "No." The little boy was like 5 or 6, and he was like, "Why can't I jump off? Can I jump off?" And she was like, "No, you cannot jump off, no." And and he went and asked his dad. He was like, "Yeah, you can jump." And the mother, "No, you cannot jump off. You cannot jump off." And the father, "Yeah, you can jump off. Go ahead." And so the mother was quiet, and the father and the son walked to that little area, and the son jumped off and he came back up and he was just smiling, smiling, smiling. And the dad, I guess the dad figured if he jumps off, I'm there. But honey, mama, was saying, "No, no, no, no." But you've got to be able to take risk. That young man from that, he can do something else. He can do something else in the water. We've got to be able to take risks, and sometimes you win, and sometimes you don't. I
But
didn't
you're
want to
not
say the other
talking about
word.
life-threatening risk. Do you know what I'm saying? Some people take it to the wrong level.
Yes,
So, the little boy jumping off and his parents are right there and watching and, can help him, that's one thing. We're not saying go take a risk and jump off the Empire State Building or something like that. There are risks that it might be life-changing risks, like you might decide to leave one job and, open up your own business. The whole point, though, not the whole point, but you have to be prepared for that. You have to recognize it. You need to have some money to live off of until your business can take off. You have to make, analysis and things like that. That's a risk, though, regardless that you started your own business as opposed to that's working for AT&T and you're going to have a pension and 401k. I don't know all the for they give a health benefits and stuff like that. I think that's what they mean by taking a risk.
yes. I know when my daughter moved from Chicago to uh, California, that definitely was a risk. She didn't have anybody out there. She had God. It was Carla and God, or God and Carla.
Right.
And he helped her through it. And she ends up pulling the other two out there with her.
And we're
But yeah,
not
that was a
talking
risk.
about taking risk in relationships either. We don't want our daughters to get involved with, you know, bad boys and saying,
Right.
"Well, I thought I could change him."
Change him. Ooh, that's a show right there.
You're right.
You cannot change a man, and a man cannot change a woman.
Right.
I think. I have to put I think because women try to accommodate men, but they're really not changing the woman.
She
But
must have
no,
had
you
that in her spirit already.
yeah, you cannot change people. You cannot. And so don't take that risk. When I get them, I'll change them. Because
Right.
what you got is what you got.
And you probably don't even say in your mind you're change him. You're thinking, "Oh, it's okay. It'll get better." Generally speaking, it's at the best at the very beginning. If it gets better, that's only God.
That's true. That is so true. Um, let me see, what is oh, I have something that says your body will change, so be kind to it and don't take mobility for granted.
Amen.
Don't take mobility for granted. We had Keisha on last week, Coach Keisha, and she was just telling us some very general exercises we can do as seniors. And if you've stopped, because so many people have stopped, she said you can just start back, just do it, do small things until you can get it back together. And I know my mother, she said, she watched it. She watched it later Saturday, and she started doing the exercises that Keisha was doing. She had a band, so she went and got her band. She sat in her chair. She was doing this, and then she rode the bike this week, and
Wow.
that was good. She said
Yes.
that motivated me to ride the bike because she has a bike, she has a treadmill, she has a little gym, but she did not do anything, so that motivated her. So yeah. We've got to take care of our bodies. Please stay mobile. Don't if we you've got to take care of your whole thing. Just the whole thing. We got to do the whole thing. We've got to watch what we eat as seniors. We just can't throw anything in our mouths. We've got to take care of body, exercise it a little.
Even when you say watch what we eat, watch when we eat. Remember, you could eat at 9 o'clock at night when you were in your 20s and it wouldn't bother you at all. If I eat past 8, I am miserable.
You're miserable if you eat after 8?
Yes. I need to eat. Ideally, I do my if I have my heavy meal before 6, I feel much better.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, the reason I eat early is because it will affect my sugar. The
Okay.
later I eat, the more I'm likely to have a higher sugar. So I try to eat no later than 6, but since Charles has been retired, he has messed all that up. Oh my goodness.
Blame
Oh
it
my
on Charles.
gosh. Girl, one day we were eating dinner at 8:30. Like, "What? Don't
No.
eat dinner at 8:30?"
And
And
then go to
so,
bed?
well, he didn't go to bed. He doesn't go to bed early. I am the early riser, and so I'm trying to get a bit last night, I was like, "What time is it?" He said, "9:32." I said, "I think I gotta go. I gotta go to bed." I'm the one who goes I go to bed early. He goes to bed late. So he can still be up. But I was eating at 8:30. Like, what kind of stuff is this? This isn't working for me. Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Because he worked the way he worked, he said he would have lunch at 8, but he brought his time home. We've gotta compromise, and he's gotta move his time up, and maybe I can move. No, I can't eat past 7. Mm,
No, I can't either.
I can I cannot. But anyway, yeah, we've got to be aware of the times we eat. And what else do I have? Um, well, you said it, faith, hope, and love is important for us to have a relationship with God, 20 or before, a real relationship with God, not go to church, but be the church. And you be the church as you study the word and allow the Lord, the Holy Spirit to work on the inside of you and do things. And that will cause you to go to church.
Mhm.
So yeah, you definitely have to have a relationship with God. And
Relationship with others would help also, whether it's your spouse, whether it's friends. Um, I just think that it just helps when we get older that we're talking to people. Uh, we're communicating with people, we're relating with people. I think that if you're by yourself and you're not doing anything like that, you tend to be more bitter. You get tend to be more into your thoughts, and your thoughts are not necessarily always pleasant.
that's true. That's true. I said earlier to make sure you have friends because as you get older, your circle gets smaller. Well, don't let the circle close and
Right.
there's nothing. Make sure you continue to have friends. Um, take pictures. I like today's stuff. I do like the phones and you can take pictures because we took pictures with the other cameras. And what was that?
The
Meet
Polaroid.
the Yeah, those Polaroids. What was that thing? Meet the swinger or the slinger. It was a white Polaroid camera. Anyway, we had Polaroids, we had cameras with the, negatives, and when the we put the we would store our pictures in boxes in the basement. How many of you have lost pictures to floods? We did. My wedding pictures. Oh my god. They were in a nice book, and that's all I can tell you. Salvaged a few. I got a few, but no, I don't have pictures of Charles and I together. not one where we're posed together. Um, yeah, so with the cameras today, the phones, they make it so different. So make sure you take plenty of pictures. Um, People don't want to see what you look like back in the day. I know I have a picture of myself, um, your mother-in-law, and Wendy, Pastor Karen, and we had Pastor Karen and I, we had afros this big. They were huge, huge afros, and they were out. Um, just looking at pictures of my mother, my children when they were small, just so much fun and brings back such warm feelings. So I think pictures, take pictures. And I think as a 20-year-old, you need to learn how to cook. You need to learn how to cook. Oh my gosh. Uber Eats and DoorDash, they're making too much money. Learn how to cook. Do you think that's necessary?
Yes.
Yeah, you just need to learn how to cook.
And being
Um,
independent of social media. Um, we used to watch TV, and so we think it's a big deal when you get these big screen TVs and stuff like that. But this generation, they watch their phones and they're on whatever social media platform is popular at that time. And although they always say, "Oh, well, that's a fake life. You're not seeing the whole thing." A lot of people are not realizing you're only seeing a portion of what that person is sharing with you. I don't look like this all the time. I don't always have lipstick on. I don't always have this angle of my house or something like that. But somebody else might look at it and say, "Oh, look, Monique has this, that, and the other." You cannot compare yourself to others based off of social media because you're not necessarily seeing the whole picture.
that is so true. That is so not only that, people will actually post a lie. They
Yeah,
post a lie, and you're thinking, "Oh, look how green their grass is."
right.
And they don't even have grass. They don't have grass. Uh-uh. Don't let the green grass fool you. Don't let it
Right,
change your mind. Mm-mm. They got Take care of what you have.
right.
Enjoy what you have and make what you have better. Don't We cannot go just desiring the lives of people we see, especially on social media. I know for a fact, folk lying.
Mhm.
I know for a fact. So no, be good where you are. Do good where you are. Thank God for what you have.
That's biblical.
Okay, well now this is we're gonna talk about this next week. And Monique, you can be on too. This week, what made me call Medicare? Oh, my husband had a bill that's kinda high, and we're not understanding this. Okay, we have Medicare A, we've got this a Cobra. And so, why do we have this? So I called Medicare and found out that we were supposed to get Medicare A, which we got, and B. I didn't know that. I thought Cobra, you had Medicare and you had Cobra. Well, no, we had to have Medicare Part B. S- The same day, I would say maybe 5 hours, not even 5 hours. Let me see, I called about 12, so maybe 4 hours. My sister calls, and she was like, "Karen, why do I have to have Medicare Part B? I have Medicare Part A. No, they want me to pay for Medicare Part B." I was like, "What do you mean?" She said, "I have Medicare Part A, I have, Humana covering me and some other insurance." And I said, "I don't no. She said, I thought I was covered. And now everybody is dropping. Humana, uh, and the other one, and she did not have Part B. Come to find out, she had to have Part B. So, and she she watched, what's his name?
Steve
Steve.
Martin.
Yeah, she watched Steve, and she was saying, and he said blah 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 and blah 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 blah. I said, I don't know. Call. She said, I'm gonna call Social Security. So she ended up calling Social Security, and they talked her through something. And so I had called um, Medicare, and they told me that, "Oh, you missed your time," blah, 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 blah. So then I called Social Security, and they told me, "You have until August 30th to get this paperwork in, and you can get Part B." But anyway, there are things that we don't know. So next week, we're going to have, what's her name? Charles, who are we gonna have next week? Nadina. Nadina, she's gonna be here and she's gonna talk us through some Medicare issues. I guess there can be a gazillion issues because there are a gazillion people. But next week, we're going to talk about Medicare again because it will soon be time for you to sign up for sure if you don't have it already. So that's something we're going to be talking about next week. Medicare, Medicare Part A, Part B, Part D, Part EFG. There are more. There are a few more, but there's too many.
I
Well,
look
thank you.
forward
You said what?
I look forward to that. I have questions, and I was told that I needed to do everything before August 31st. But I want to confirm that I have to do something because I am working a full-time job. But I want Social Security or Medicare or somebody to tell me, Monique, you're safe as long as you're working a full-time. Well, as long as you have benefits from your job and they have so many people working for them. So I'll be listening if I cannot be on.
Yes, you'll have to sign up for Medicare Part A. Do that. It doesn't affect anything. It doesn't affect anything, but you have to sign up for it. I do know that if you're 65, you have to sign up.
Even if you
I
have health insurance?
shouldn't say that. No,
Oh,
no. You work. You got full. You no.
okay.
We didn't do that. We didn't have to sign up
Okay.
until until he retired and the Cobra incident. So no, you didn't. But you can find out for sure. We're gonna find out for sure next week.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me.
It
You have
was
a
my
great day.
pleasure.
All right. And I thank you for joining me. And I hope you have some wonderful things to tell people you know who are 20 years old and who need some help. Sometimes they don't even know they need help. So, yeah. And if you have some questions that you want addressed by our Medicare person next week, you can even email those questions to me at karenseniors@gmail.com. You can join us for sure on YouTube Live to enter your questions. And I thank you so much for watching us, and thank you, and look to see you next week. You have a great day.